Ladies and gentlemen, the day is here. The Cardano Vasil Hardfork update has finally arrived. It is live. It has gone successful. So in this video, we are going to break down what the update actually means for Cardano and then kind of break down some of the price action, some of the DeFi action we've been seeing on the back of that upgrade and what it means for the future of Cardano here for the rest of the year and then to 2023. So we're going to break this down really quickly, get you guys updated and not waste too much time. So let's hop right in. The first thing that I want to cover is, what is the Vasil Hardfork, right? I think a lot of you guys obviously already have some information around this, but I think revisiting it will be helpful. Obviously, it's really going to be a big update to the Plutus script, which is how smart contracts are enabled on Cardano. So the big idea here is that Plutus is actually getting a V2 uplift. And what that's actually doing for Cardano is a couple of things, really three main things that I would say are really important to pay attention to. So first of all, it's going to enrich the capability for smart contracts on Cardano. And then on the other two things are going to be increasing the chain's throughput and reducing costs. So allowing more transactions per block and reducing cost per transaction on those blocks throughout the Cardano blockchain. Now reviewing some of what these upgrades are going to be on the smart contract side, it's really going to be enhancing the ability for Plutus to enable NFTs, dApps, native assets, and on-chain conditional logic. Not that it can't already do this now, but it's really going to get an uplift with the Plutus upgrade via the Vasil Hardfork. So now a lot of these changes are going to be taking effect here in the next 5 days. And if we review that really quick, it's going to be taking place basically on September 25th. So exactly 5 days from now, these Plutus V2 features will become available for Cardano blockchain engineers, and they'll be able to kind of start using these to their fullest effect and actually enhancing some of the projects they're working on with the updates from Vasil. So a very quick turnaround, successful today, and then within 5 days, it's going to be available to engineers. So really great there. And obviously, it went successfully today. So really exciting news. Now, the next thing that I would cover here is the exponential growth we've kind of seen with Plutus scripts over time. So we kind of got this really high tick up that sent us on a new trend here in August 24th. And then from then on, after we crossed 3,000, we just kind of seen this steady growth of folks creating new Plutus scripts day in, day out over the last month or so leading up to the Vasil Hardfork. And we're going to see more and more of these created. Now, what's important about this is that these are actual smart contracts that are interacting with the blockchain and Cardano users. So they're adding value to the projects and people that they're serving. They're not just, transaction contracts, right? Which is more of what these time lock scripts are. So really want to stress that that's important that we're seeing that rise in Plutus usage and Plutus deployments. I think that that's going to be really good in terms of the prospects for Cardano to be healthy going into the future. Now, I kind of want to get into a little bit about the impact about what's been happening off the back of this Vasil Hardfork update. Now that we've kind of covered what's actually going to be changed, right? It's going to be doubling down on Plutus and enabling more capabilities with smart contracts, going to be increasing throughput on the chain, and then also reducing transaction costs, across the entire blockchain. So those are kind of the three things that are really important to understand from Vasil and that Cardano really needed to kind of step their game up. But now we're going to talk about what the effect has been on activity on Cardano and the price action here and get into a little bit of chart analysis and price predictions. So the next thing we want to talk about really quickly is total value lock. So this is the Cardano DeFi ecosystem, and we're seeing that we're at about 79 million total value locked, coming down from our high of 300 million back here in that April-ish time frame. So it certainly hasn't really done, I think, what a lot of people would have expected. If we're really thinking about from an investor mindset, you would maybe even consider seeing a little bit of a peak here leading up to the hard fork. And then maybe it's a buy the rumor, sell the news type of situation. And maybe we see that drop off. But we've almost seen the opposite, where we saw people essentially getting out of a lot of these DeFi protocols over the last month or so and over the last 7 days or so, and then actually getting back into them after Vasil was completed today. So maybe that's more so after seeing what happened with Ethereum, right? We saw, a 20-30% decline after the merge. Maybe that kind of freaked out investors, and they were saying, hey, let's sit and wait and see what happens in the situation, right? I think that could be a good theory and a good reason why we're seeing this here, seeing the larger activity on the daily as opposed to people really stepping out overall from Cardano and the DeFi ecosystem on the blockchain over the last month or so, right? So the next thing that I want to get into here briefly is just taking a look at the Cardano chart. So just a couple of really, really quick things. I think with how much is going on, with how volatile not only macro conditions are, but also obviously, basically Cardano just had one of the biggest upgrades it's had in a long time. So we just have a lot of unknowns taking place right now. But I think that it's still important to take a quick look at, where the charts are, what's going on, and what our prospects look like. So the first thing that I would note is we have held this consolidated position, give or take 50, 60% since May of this year, all the way to now. We've kind of bounced around in this 45, 50% range. We've been range bound for quite some time, right? I mean, that's 4 or 5 months right there. So it is healthy to see this kind of consolidation, whereas, a lot of tokens have kind of been on a steady decline. I think the healthy outlook in a bear market is really a nice range bound consolidation. That's what I've been seeing a lot of stronger projects doing, and you've probably seen that as well. But a couple of things I wanted to note here. Besides this consolidation, we do have a potential double bottom here, forming. And I think we maybe see, obviously a little bit of green today. We're up about 4 or 5% today after that Vasil Hardfork announcement. But it's really, really hard to say what the action is going to be short term based on what we're seeing today, right? I think anytime we're seeing just a pop like that of 5%, out of the gates, especially on a day like this, a lot of the times you're going to expect that, red daily candle to follow. But looking more so midterm, I think it's important to really, really be patient here, right? We're not going to see a exponential run up from really any crypto. Obviously, XRP, a little bit of an outlier there, but we're not going to see an exponential run up from really many cryptos in a long time, right? With the Fed raising interest rates, with everything going on with Russia and Ukraine. So what I'm really looking for is how can Cardano stay healthy, and when do we see a potential prospect of, going back and flipping really bullish to the upside, right? And so for me, and if you watch this channel, you're going to notice that we talk about this a lot. For me, it's going to be a lot about this 236 fib at about $1 for Cardano. That's when I think we could really start to see some positive action. And then if we're able to essentially break this neckline here at $1.25, and then obviously stand on top of this, get above that neckline, and then test $1.42. That's when we're going to really start to see a serious turnaround. Until then, what I'm really watching is this blue line specifically. So this here is the 200-day simple moving average. And a lot of the times you don't see cryptos stay under that too long, depending on obviously, macro environment, all that kind of stuff. But a lot of the times you're going to see cryptos come up and meet that 200-day and struggle to beat that. And then obviously once they get on top of that, you might see a little bit more positive movement. But right now, when we're in, the depths here, really just looking to consolidate, the, marker that I'm really looking to try to beat is that 200-day simple moving average. And for Cardano, that's at about 63 cents. I think if, we can stay neatly range bound between 63 cents and, 58 cents, somewhere in this vicinity, I think we're looking at a decent healthy recovery in the short term. And then obviously maybe we turn that previous resistance of 58 cents into a support. And then maybe we go range bound between, 70 cents and that 58 cent marker. But it is a lot of speculation at this point, right? I mean, we have so much going on, so many unknowns. But really just to recap, we're looking at hopefully keeping this 39-cent support. That's kind of where our low was, 39.40 cents. We want to keep that. So we're at 45 cents right now. If we can hold that, we're really, really looking to break 58, 59 cents and then hold up to a resistance of 63 cents. So that's kind of what I'm looking at short term. Now, long term, just to reiterate, I don't think we see us coming back fully with Cardano until we break that $1 to $1.25 range, and then have $1.42 as our resistance, I think that's when we're going to start to see more of a shift in not only sentiment, but also just the overall market of crypto. If Cardano's at that price, we've also seen probably a shift in the wider markets, even the wider stock market, everything, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing on my side. Hopefully the update to Vasil was just as exciting as it was for me, for you guys. But let me know, if there's anything else you want me to cover in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling about Cardano. I think a lot of us expected to see a little bit more green today, but at the same time, obviously we didn't do what ETH did in terms of declining 20-30%. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.